Hey guys, this is Vulture. Hope everyone is doing great and welcome to one more episode of Ships and Geeks. This time we have Hiromi, the server owner of Blitz Community Server and also the senior developer and the man behind Combat Information Center. And not only that, I found out he's the one who co-founded Ruler of the Waves tournament. We discussed lots of stuff. We discussed about tier list, we discussed about what he does in the community server and also the combat information center. This is going to be really good. I really enjoyed recording the episode and I really hope you all enjoyed listening to it. So yeah, have fun. There we go. Hi everyone, welcome to Ships and Geeks, and today we have Hiromi, the server owner and admin of Community Blitz server and senior developer in Combat Information Center. How are you doing, Hiromi?
I am doing good.
You're doing good? That's great. Thanks for thanks for being part of this podcast. All right, so I just want to I back people actually don't know how much goes behind the scenes. Like you've been part of Information Center and Blitz Community Server for a very, very long time. Like, what inspired you to take on the role of admin for the community server?
Well, being as a server owner or the admin of the community server is just because I have a lot of experience, well, playing Blitz, and just I just like to give out a lot of things, information wise, and anything to tell how we're trying to keep Blitz as a good ship community, as you could say.
Yeah, I'm such a big fan of this. Like, I wait for this particularly every single time. Like, what's your process for creating tier lists, and how do you ensure they remain relevant in a dynamic game like this? And the ships keep changing every month, if you ask me.
Oh yeah, yeah, that is gonna be very difficult because once like Wargaming decides to add new ships, I had to figure out, okay, this is a ship. How is this gonna put in the tier, and what ships are basically closely related to them? Are they going to be starting to go irrelevant, or is it more like a competitor ship between those two? And also, we had to figure out based on uh different modes. So there are ships that usually perform good in random battles, some good in ranked, and some just good overall. And also there's a little bit special with the respawn because respawn is mostly goes towards the ships that brawls the most that are the best. Meanwhile in like just normal games they're just absolutely horrendous.
Yeah, like for example, Zayton.
Yeah, Zeton. Oh my god. I never see them in like just randoms, but when you're in respawn, you just see them. Like, why? It's
Yeah.
there.
I'm waiting for a day where someone's going to play Zayton in tournament.
Bruh, okay, if I ever see that in the Rudaways, I'm just gonna be so surprised.
I
And
mean,
bonus points for them if he actually survives. That would be something right there.
that's I mean, come on, if it's a three versus three tournament, I don't mind playing Zayton.
Yeah, if it's a 3v3 is I don't mind about it.
Like, how do you think the tier list influence player behavior and ship performance in the game? Like, do you think people look at the tier list and play the ships based on that?
Well, this usually how it works with collaboration with Sly 47. It's basically uh how can I explain this? We're trying to influence with new players to see which ships are like what you should go for and which ships you should avoid. But overall there is like players that looking at tier lists and we have like what over 600 ships in game, so it's really difficult to determine which ship is the best overall, but we can try to figure out which ships are the best in well high tiers because we're mostly focused from tiers 6 7 8 and 10. 9 is just well leave it to the rank because we haven't been changing that for who knows when.
Like, yeah, you can't do tier list for 9 months. And imagine people watching tier list of tier 9 and then picking a ship to play, and then all they see is tier 10 ships and enemy team.
Yeah, as always, when you're in a tier 9 match, you're almost guaranteed for a tier 10 match.
Yep.
And most of the time, you're just going to have a horrible time.
Oh, absolutely. There's nothing you can do, like, especially based on tier 10 meta these days.
Oh my god, please, we're not talking about FDR and the other ships here.
Oh, man. It was, yeah. I don't want to mention that too. Like, there's already so much noise about it. Like,
Yeah.
we know you've been playing the game for a while now. Like, how have you seen the game evolve over the years, and what changes actually made significant impact on gameplay?
Oh, let's see. What should I start? Should I start from the initial launch of Blitz, or should I start after the awesome footy era? I could say.
You can actually go to the back in the day, like you can say the significant changes and that impacted the game.
Okay, so I mean the significant changes, let's say back in 2018, the significant change is definitely the torpedo bug. So there were times where at the very beginning you can launch torpedoes at point blank and it will instantly destroy that ship. And after that they fix that. I don't think it's a bug, but it's more likely they added a feature where it delays by having an arming time, which actually made a significant change from Shimakaze being as overpowered as hell to now the most annoying ship in the game.
Like, oh my God, Shimakaze. Like, I don't think I've seen someone play Shimakaze as it's supposed to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. When you're playing Shimakaze, you're supposed to be under concealment the entire time, and then suddenly they just decided just not going right at the corner of the map and target a CV,
They took con
and that's
they,
the only role.
they took concealment to next level.
Oh, we don't talk about the what was it? The Star Trek collab with that.
Yep. Oh my God.
The new things that Wargame's gonna add on that. Okay, so that's 2018. 2019, I believe, is the UI change. There is one time where it was, let's just say, very um eyes bleeding, you could say, and eventually they did fix that, which I am so glad because I remember I made a meme video of that, and that was just gold.
Oh my God.
Yes. Um, and then we got well, that year.
Yeah.
Uh yeah, that was the time where everybody is isolations and well, a lot of activity goes on Blitz in that time, which is actually nice. That was the time when I was admin in World of Warships Blitz for the community server,
Yep.
and I think I become a CC on 2019. I might be wrong. Maybe 2019, 2020. I know it's by Enya for sure. Or was it Footy? I can't remember. But oh my gosh. That was a we have good giveaways. We have screenshots events, we got quiz, trivia, all that sort, and we have good ship giveaways, usually mostly tier 8. But yeah, that was a good times.
I
And
know.
I think the most significant, sorry,
No, no, go for it.
yeah, I believe the most significant features that Wargaming ever did, uh, those are really difficult because there are so much good features that Wargaming add. There is one feature that they were about to add, but we absolutely just demolished that. I think everybody should know. It was let's say we should not add another layer underneath the surface.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that one it will become a thing where we all just gonna say if there's someone's gonna mention that word, we're just gonna like blast that player away.
Like, when did Wargaming actually started community contributor program? Like, has it been there since the beginning?
The community contributor program was, I believe, it started during I think it's what's her name? Ellie. So it was
Oh,
after Enya and Ellie. She was mentioning adding a community contributor program. I believe that was where Raptor Blitz was there, and also, yeah, boy.
oh yeah, yeah, boy, the OG one.
Oh yeah. Also, don't forget Terry. Don't forget Terry,
Oh yeah, we
the
cannot
OG.
forget Terry, the OG.
Don't forget the OG right there. He's
No,
still going.
yep, he's still going strong.
Yeah. So after that, after Emmy, Awesome Footy took in and actually start growing all the community contributors. I got involved. Sly got involved. Boblin probably came a little bit later. I think that was during Bella time. There, and then what other CCs am I missing? Because we have so much
We have
CCs.
so many people.
uh,
There's Dispersion Bug, Amaguses, 3ID, what, like same names?
Yeah, 3ID. We already know 3ID. So I think he did came by during Awesome Footy. A lot of players came from Awesome Footy, like DFA. We got I think Render G. We got
Wow.
uh we yeah. Let's just say it's a lot. Let's just say
Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
lot.
Like it's good to see the OG people still around and doing content.
Yeah, I appreciate that because that will help uh every players and including Maddie because I did listen to your podcast on that.
Yeah.
We will treat Maddie as best as we could to
Oh,
make her
absolutely. She's doing
understand how to play Blitz.
absolutely. Yeah. She's gonna go for Shimakaze.
Yes, I heard that. I'm like, oh no, please don't be that Shimakaze player,
Oh
buddy.
God. Like, which ship class in Blitz is your personal favorite and why?
uh, which ship class? Well, okay, let's just say the ship class I also prefer the most are light cruisers and gunboats.
Yep.
And my favorite ship overall, let's just say, oh, there are so many good ships. I would say, I think my most favorite ship, in terms of competition wise or anything terms of just well, a good overall ship, I would just go with. It's probably underrated now, but it's Minotaur.
Whoa. You actually don't see many these days.
I don't see Minotaurs these days, and I
No.
enjoy that ship. I have over 2,000. Wait, is it 2,000? I think it's over 2,000 battles on Minotaur. I've been playing that ship on that first league where they actually offer you actual prizes. And I use Minotaur all day, all night, 24/7 with so much energy drinks that it just fills up my whole table to the point where I am overdosing myself with caffeine that I should be not. Let's
Look,
just say that is the worst way to be in a top 10.
yeah.
Do I
Uh,
deserve that? Yes. Do I earn that? Well, maybe.
Like when it comes to British ships, there's like Minotaur, like good Minotaur players and good daring players. It's just so pleasing to watch. Like they can dominate the entire battle. People, it's like people underrate Minotaur. They're like, oh, it doesn't have armor, blah blah blah. Mate, it doesn't matter. That ship is monster.
That ship is a monster if it's in the right hands.
Yep,
Because
exactly.
if you see me playing Minotaur, you know you're in for a prize.
Well, I think that's what we're doing in the next video. Minotaur gameplay.
Minotaur gameplay, yeah, whenever I could.
Yeah, that'll be so cool. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. People underestimate that ship capabilities.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, everybody's focused on other shits. Like we got Genon, we got um trying to remember. I mean, we got St. Vincent. I know St. Vincent is like that one ship that everybody wants to go for.
Yeah,
Uh,
San
and plus
Martin.
Saint Martin. Yeah, that's the name I forgot. I don't know how I forgot Saint Martin. And don't forget the Gdansk line. Don't
Oh,
forget the
bro.
Gdansk.
You know what? So I hate playing destroyers. I'm such a noob at playing destroyers, but I got Gdansk only a few weeks ago. I already played like 400 battles, and in a destroyer, I have 78k average with 35% MVP. I'm like, what is this? I don't play destroyers.
I mean, yeah, Gdansk is a very good friendly ship. Like, it's a ship that if you just like using guns and not much torpedoes, but you use torpedoes as your area
Yep,
of denial, it's a perfect ship. And it's also a good training ship too, because
absolutely.
you got good skills to protect yourself and also provide support. You got radar, you got air defense alert, and you got fuel smoke.
Yep, like that's what I'm saying. In a non-CV game, Gdansk can dominate in any battle.
Non-CV and CV. I mean, either way. I mean, if it's not FDR, if it's not Eagle, if it's
Yep,
not any ships that has so much HP,
yep,
you're good.
yep. Like that's the thing. Like it's easy to counter CVs, except of course FDRB with that top. So many fucking tops.
Yeah, try dodge that.
Yeah, people like, oh, you can dodge it, right? Fuck off, you can't.
Even you have like what over 10 degrees of traverse, you're still going to get at least one or two torpedoes, and those one
Absolutely.
torpedo will just absolutely just cause a flood or
Yep,
your rudder destroyed, and then even after you use the damage comp, you got flood again.
definitely. Yep, that's what happens. Also, the community we have is pretty big, and we have people from all over the world. Being a server owner, what strategies do you use to keep the community engaged and excited about the game?
A lot of advertising. That because English is usually the most dominant language in terms of the community server and probably overall. I know there's other languages such as Mandarin. We got players from Japan. We got players in Europe, especially Europe is very wide in terms of we got Dutch, we got French, we got Spanish,
And,
everything.
and
It's
we have people like Michael.
and and oh yeah, we got those special players too.
Yep,
Yeah, we'll try to communicate with those special players as best as we could.
yep.
Especially we gotta praise the when the Nutrishimi buff is going.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, I always just check in the chat every time what's going on, and then every day I always see that one player that's saying when Nutrishimi buff, or the
Yep,
other players just shouting out like this player is this and this player is that, and all exclamation marks on
yep.
big capital letters. Yeah, we know that.
Oh my God.
Uh, yeah. But yeah, overall, we are trying to do as much as we can. We're trying to communicate with Maddie in terms of trying to get events going on, like Rudaways, Trio Tridents, all other things, and also with the community server, we're doing events for giveaways and such and so forth. We're trying to do as much giveaways as we can, so it will, and also we try to do as much more fitting as well, like the Remember Pearl Harbor event,
Yeah,
which is still ongoing, guys.
yep. Make sure you guys please join the community Discord server. With this video, I will also put the link in the description, but make sure you join. There's so many giveaways all the time, and there's some fun events going on. So with this one, there's always some talk about this particular thing when a new ship enters the game. Like, in your opinion, how well is ship balancing handled by wargaming, and what improvements would you like to see?
So ship bouncing. Like whenever new ships comes in, we are striving to make sure that ship that will arrive are not as broken as the ship before it comes out, aka super testing.
Yep,
Oh my god. I can't I wish I could tell you this, but I can't because it's under NDA. Because there are so many ships before it actually releases. It was either just dog water or just Atlantical levels of pain.
Oh my god.
Let's not talk about the Atlantical situation on that one.
No. Yeah. I got that ship when it was first released, and I so far I only played like 200 battles. That's it, if that, because I don't touch that ship.
200. Yeah, oh my god. No. There in terms of balancing, like when we get ships that are just like balanced, we will had to mention other ships that Wargame kind of forgot. I believe we have another ship coming up soon. And we had to address that this ship that released back in 2018, that ship needs a buff, and I'm talking Prince Yugen here because
Yep.
this ship definitely needs help. Oh yeah, also don't forget about Turpits too, because Turpits is another ship that needs some appraisal too.
Yep.
Oh my god, it's trying to get all the ships back in 2018, get buffs to just readjust it, and then
Like,
also another ships in 2019.
yeah, it's not just about releasing new ship and balancing the new ships, but every time you release the ship into the game, you also have to make sure the old ships get some love.
Yeah, and also try and make sure it's not as overpowered from tier 7, tier 9, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Especially tier 9 is so vastly different between tier 9 and tier 10.
Oh man, yep, it is. I mean, everything is different from that's like big jump from tier 9 to tier 10, of course, other than some ships.
Yeah. I do want to give one credit to Wargaming for the bouncing is the well, the Yamato line, although your model, I believe the Yamato did get a buff if I recall, right?
Yamato, I was not playing at the time then because I don't remember Yamato.
Yeah, I will have to look at the patch notes again because it's been quite some time again. But I
Yeah,
believe the Yamato line did get a buff, and I do appreciate it because that was like the ship that hasn't been touched for quite some time,
yeah.
and I do appreciate that. Now let's try to buff the other ships that does need a lot of help.
Oh,
Like
yep.
oh
There's some lines.
yeah, there's a lot. Let's just say there's a lot.
Some ships, yeah, definitely need yeah, buffs. Like people talk so much about CVs and stuff. Like, oh, you have to nerf the CVs. To me, it's like, nah, just buff the AA of existing ships.
We're just gonna continue saying buff the AAs because CVs, there are CVs that are just like completely just you play it as is, and then there are some ships that just you need the brains,
Yep.
and then you got that ship.
Yep, exactly. Oh my God. Also, when I first joined Combat Information Server, I joined many times, left many times, again joined. And the amount of data in there, I was like mind blown at the effort and time you guys have put in, you and Yuki. Like, can you walk us through the community information server's role in the community and how it helps players improve their understanding of the game?
So the CIC, Combat, yeah, the Combat Information Central or CIC for as an acronym. It's basically a wiki, you could say, but more information by players that actually play the game. So we got a few other CC members inside the CIC, and also we have some very informed players such as Grandad discussing how to play mostly well British ships because Grandad
Yep.
is known for British ships. So we have with communications with them. We got players from like Mr. Mine, for example, teaching players how to play Japanese battleships and also battleships overall. And we got right now we are working with Maddie as well with something very special that I cannot disclose.
Yep. Yeah, look, just say something special.
Yeah, just say something very special. My role in the CIC is pretty much numbers, just absolute numbers. All the numbers that you see are mostly me.
Yeah,
And 99.9% of the time, I put those numbers. And trying to work with all those numbers makes me feel like uh, that one character in Call of Duty's Black Ops 2, what was his name? Mason,
yeah.
getting just all strapped up and just trying to figure out what those numbers mean. What those numbers mean, Mason.
Oh God.
Sorry, I had to have some bit of fun here.
No, of course.
Yeah, so I deal with the numbers. Every stats in terms of HPs, concealment, damage, alpha, DPM, even some hidden stats including dispersion, sigma, penetration values, which I'm still working on. Definitely, I still have a lot work to do on that one. Oh my god, we're not talking about the penetrations on that one, but anyways, it's my role on for that is just that, and then Yuki is just the one to moderate the whole CIC website. So he does all the rep pages, all that stuff. I am like fascinated how Yuki does that in such a good amount of time. Sometimes like real quick, and just once it's done, it's just there.
Yeah, you guys deserve so much appreciation and respect for this man because it's so time consuming and effort as well.
Yes.
It's so challenging to maintain a community server, and you're managing a couple of big servers. Like, what are some of the toughest challenges you face as an admin, and how do you overcome them?
Okay, so should I tell you a story or should I tell you just for one server?
You can go. Like, you can, like, this is your platform. You can say whatever you want.
All right, yeah. So, okay, so the first time I ever become an admin, well, not really admin, but more a very special role called a co-founder.
Mhm.
I co-founded with Frozen Warrior and 1080 the Ruler of the Waves.
Yep.
So probably now nobody knows this, or probably either mostly the OGs knows this, but I co-founded alongside with Frozen Warrior in 1080 World of Waves, and my role on that one is well, actually starting a tournament. That is the most challenging thing of all, and trying to get sponsors with Wargaming is also another one that we had to figure out. So we ended up uh, in communications with PC with the ruler of the what was the tournament? Sorry, I actually not prepared for that one.
Which one?
Um, for World of Warships PC, ruler of
Oh,
the
I don't even know.
yeah, I feel sorry because oh my gosh, but yeah, the tournament for there
Yep.
we actually collaborated with one of the admins over there to how we run their tournament and we bring it over to our versions,
Oh, wow.
which ended up I believe it's like Ruler of the Seas. I think
King of
that's
the
what it's
Sea.
called.
King of the Sea?
Yeah, yeah. So we went in collaboration with them to actually kind of start everything up,
Oh, wow.
and we so that was the first thing we did. We know how it works now. To get it going is requiring teams, and we started off with well North America, for example. We got players from like Pramo, we got F&D, we got Yoho, and all the other fleets that we kind of just they're there, and they were good back then, and now they're just gone, which time time does happen, I
Yep.
would say. But overall, we went from just going from NA to Asia and Europe, and then we finally get a sponsorship with Wargaming, and the rest is history.
Oh, yeah, it's been one of the best tournaments, man, of course.
Yeah. Oh my God. That was a good history on that one, and yeah. Oh my God. That was like so long when we started up on that, and then once we got it going, and I am appreciating how much it's running good. There are some bit of controversial things, but let's not discuss about that one for sure.
Nah, we don't have to.
We don't have the time for that one.
Yeah, but yeah, like everything has controversies, and it just comes down to how you handle them, you know?
Yeah, it can be some of them are easy, some of them are tough. Especially when you start up a tournament, it's probably the one most challenging things to come for me.
Oh, absolutely. Definitely. I totally agree with that. Like everyone gives feedback and everyone wants few changes. If you could suggest one major feature or change to the war game, like World of Warships Blitz, what would it be?
One major features. Let's see. Probably the one feature I would like the most is prioritizing AA per side because I still hate CVs to my dearest extent.
Yeah.
I I I would like to see more AA damage. Like if there's planes coming from one side, you can prioritize focus on that one and increase the damage to like let's say 150%, and then you kind of stack with that with air defense alert. You can see the absolute carnage going on that
Yeah,
one.
that's true.
Oh my god. Because I just don't like CVs. There are CVs that I just absolutely hated the most. And we know what we're talking about.
Fucking hell, yep.
Oh my god. I really want those just please. That has to go. Those planes has to go.
Hopefully, man, really hopefully.
Yeah.
Something should be done, and as I said, hopefully.
That is one of my major features I would go for.
Yeah, definitely. Like if you have to say something to a new player just starting off in the Blitz, what advice would you give to someone that want to play the game or starting fresh in the game?
So as new players, I would say if you have any social media like Facebook or Discord, Reddit, just uh, just if you need any questions, they are there to help you to assist you. And when you start as a new player, I would recommend going on either you choose to be a Japanese with the Yamato line, or you want to be a destroyer with a Shimakaze and um, or just a cruiser with the Americans or the CVs as well for the Americans. There are basically a whole wide ships in the tech line that you can play. They are very friendly, and there are some that you should avoid until you get at least 1,000 battles.
Yep,
I would recommend players to start playing like, well, if you want to go for torpedoes, you can go with Shimikaze. If you're more for the gumbo style, you can go with the Gadons or Z52. Or actually not Z52, or Rigolo, because those are the players who are liking those guns, but also liking the speed.
yep,
For the cruisers, I would just go, let's say, there's a lot of ships I would just say for the cruisers. I mean, Genon is probably a good one. Well, you do have to be a little bit skilled on that, so I would recommend focus on, let's say, Des Moines. Des Moines is a good ship there. We got Alexander Nevsky and San Martin. Don't forget about San Martin. That is probably the best ship overall for cruisers right there. San
totally agree.
Martin. Totally for sure. And battleships, there are some ships you should avoid. There are absolutely some ships you should avoid. Do not go to Conqueror Line.
Oh boy.
Do not do not go to well, let's just say do not go to Grosser first unless you are into respawn. But then again, you can go Schieffelin, which is much better.
Yep,
Do not go Louisiana Line because everyone's gonna hate you because you're a hybrid battleship. And if you do not like playing ships that will take forever to reload, Vermont. Vermont is probably one of the ships that takes forever to load, but once you get those hits, it's very satisfying. Same goes for Christopher Colombo. And when you're using SAP against a destroyer, that is the most satisfying thing ever.
Oh
But
yeah,
once you miss, you are in a world of pain.
I couldn't agree more. You're like, oh, I'm gonna get the kill, I'm gonna get the kill, but you have to wait for your guns to reload first.
Yep. It's like, oh shit, okay, well, I'm kind of, well, I'm done.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, and then for CV players, we gotta include the CVs. Even I hate them the most, but if you want to start a if you're a new CV player, I would recommend not to go midway, quote unquote, and go to Manfred because at least you get some respect versus
Yes,
midway.
respect from the community.
You get the respect community when you play Manfred, but you play midway, everyone's not gonna like you. And once you start being a good CV player and you move on to other ships like Hakuryu,
Yep,
Hakuryu, you have the utmost respect because you are the CV player that actually knows how to CV.
yes, that's true.
Oh.
Yeah, good Hakari players, yeah, they're so much better than any other player.
Yeah, because once you master playing Hakuryu, you pretty much know how to play other ships.
Yep, easily. Also, this will be my last question to you. Like, you have done so much for the game and the community, and you deserve every bit of respect for it. What impact do you hope your work, whether on the CIC server, the Discord community, or your tier lists, has on the game and its player in the long term?
Oh, okay. I would just hope that, well, first things first, keep the Blitz community as long as we can. Because there were times where Blitz were almost gone, and then it got revived thanks to the special community managers that saved the game. And that is pretty much we got Bella, we got Valk, and now we got Maddie. And those are the best three trios. Unfortunately, Valk has to go, and I feel sorry for that. But Maddie is doing very good of being community manager, and I do respect a lot to Maddie, and I also respect Valk for giving all that information to Maddie in such a short span.
Yep, she's doing really well, and there's only so much she can do in the future for sure.
Yeah, and alongside with Maddie, we are just been in works with Maddie so many times, working with the CIC server, working with the Discord community, and well, tier list is more me and Sly's thing, but we are working our best to get that up to date, version by version, ship by ship, and then every year we're just gonna go for it, grab a good shot of Hennessy or get a good shot of bourbon and go all night for this. Oh my, we're not gonna discuss how long we had to do that. And
Oh
oh my
God.
god, there was one time where Sly got a corrupt. Oh no, we're not gonna talk about that one for sure.
No
I
one does.
was I
No one
was
does like keep
gone.
finish. No one does like keeps finishing his bottles.
He was gone on that. More likely, I was gone, not him. He's
Uh,
he's all right. He has a little pumpkin to deal with, but for me, I'm just like out. Yes. So I would say one thing's the most for keeping Blitz alive is smashing out all those bugs because those bugs are the ones that actually affect a lot of veteran players. We want to keep veteran players as much as we can. I know there are things that Wargaming is working to keep the veteran players going and not just have all, like, mostly all new players come in and then eventually they just leave to other games like Legends, PC, Naval Warfare. War Thunder, etc., etc. We want to try to do our best to get every player enticed from either you are a free to play, a pay to win, or a veteran, or just starting the game, just to work out what they want. And there are so many things that wargaming can do, and it, it's it's wargaming is indeed a big community, but in a Blitz community, it's such a small team, but they are working very diligently to really keep the game going.
Yep, 100% agree. All right, thanks for joining today, and I wish you all the luck in everything you do, brother. And thanks again.
Thank you.
Hope you all enjoyed that episode, guys, and thanks again for your constant support for this podcast. We have one more episode coming up on the 19th, but this episode is a bit different because it will be a live streamed podcast episode. I will have my friends. We'll just be talking about the ships, the game, just life in general. This will be the last episode for this year, so that's why I want to do it with my friends, and I can't wait you guys to listen to that one. And as I said, it will be a live stream podcast. Thanks again. Take care, you.